Hello all, Cheryl here. It is TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. Yes, and it's beautiful. It's only like 6 below here. It's been on average is one above. Yeah, in Alberta, where I've been located. Yes. Excuse me, the the video is a little bouncing a bit. Yes, because I am sitting here on a bed. I'm house sitting right now. Yes. So let us wear our red today in remembrance. Yeah. Remember everyone deployed. Red, R-E-D. Yes. Yeah. Remember everyone deployed. Yes. Who is standing for our country and all the countries all over the world. We love you. We appreciate you and all that are also that are standing in the truth and freedom. For sure. Yes. So, the subject today, or modality, healing modality, I'd like to talk about today is journaling. Yeah, journaling is very healing. Journaling is writing on paper. Very powerful. You can write, all this bouncing, excuse me. Um, all this, you can actually text or write it, into your computer and so on. But it's more powerful if you journal your feelings, whether it be good, bad, or ugly. Yeah, write it down on a paper. So if we are going through something that has just happened, like journal that out, which means write it out. It's very powerful. My girlfriend always henpecks me and says, "Did you journal about that? Did you journal about this?" It is very healing, yes, because many other things will come up. Your passed on loved ones, Creator God, your angels, your guides, your higher self. If you believe in that as well, they will come in and give you even further messages. So when you see this bouncing going on, just pretend that we're writing. Yeah, the bouncing part. Yeah, I will summarize the video a little bit shorter today because of, this bouncing thing. And I've got to fit this in before the house sitters arrive. It's their place. They haven't left yet. They have to leave a little bit later due to a family member, yes, being ill. And they want to see if if it's just a cold or whatnot. So we send out blessings and healing to this 95-year-old man, for sure. We do. Yes. And so back to journaling, it's been going on for years where people have discovered the healing power of it. So you can write out, something beautiful that happened to you, like I am so grateful for this, and so on. And Creator God and all, they will come in and say, wow, they really appreciate what happened to them. Let's give them more. Yeah, so where we concentrate our energy is where we will get more of it and more clarity of it. And yes, it's quite unique. And now when we have negative things, this is where it is much more powerful. That's where a lot of us do journaling, is when negative things happen to us. And we may not understand, like, why did that happen again? Why is that happening again? Or why is this happening to me? And something that just blew me away is I noticed that last year there was a toxic neighbor that I lived beside. Yeah, and I was asked by the police, would you like to report him? And I was scared, I was shaken, and I just said, no, 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 just please document this and make sure he doesn't do this again to other people. Yeah, because he cut my internet wires and he cut 3 other residences' internet wires as well. Well, soon after that, and then that man continued to harass me for the last year that I was at that place before I left on my tour of Canada in Windsor, Ontario. And you know who you are. And yes, so I just said, put it in Creator God's hands and you'll be taken care of, you know. I just prayed for that. Soon after that, I had mechanical work done on my van, and this gentleman, it's not matter of being a man or not. Like, there's women that can do these horrific things as well. Anyways, this gentleman did not do a good job installing what he was supposed to install, and he knew it was incorrect. And someone looked at it just before I left and says, "This is not hooked up." So I contacted the man and I says, you did not connect this right. I want my money back. He never got my money back. I could have reported him to the Better Business Bureau and whatnot, and actually CRA, Canadian Revenue Agency, where he was working underneath the table and doing illegal work and not even returning money to this woman who's going to be traveling on her own across Canada. Really? So I put it in God's hands again, and I just went, you will be taken care of. And I did write his name on Facebook. So I did a little of something and forewarned my people in Windsor, Ontario, do not, and surrounding areas, do not get any work done by this man. So anyways, universe brings something else up to me. Here I am in Alberta, and there was this toxic, I moved into this rental place. It's not here now. I moved out. Thank God, I'm safe. And I moved into this rental space, and there was a very toxic man. I'm renting one bedroom. He was renting two of the other bedrooms. And anyways, this man was super toxic. He was actually an alcoholic, is what it was. And he would come home some nights and then just start arguing with me. Anyways, it got worse. 3 arguments later, and then one night, and I stand up for myself. I don't take this abuse like I used to as a child. I did a lot of journaling where I don't take, emotional, mental, or physical abuse from anyone anymore. That's something that I've grown with, and journaling has helped me through that as well. It's very healing. So anyways, I stood up to this gentleman, and the one night I wasn't even talking to him. I just walked by and went to the washroom, and his bedroom is very close to the, anyways, he just glared at me, and I was just surprised. And all of a sudden he just came closer and closer to me, and then he threw me down 6 stairs, actually 6.5 stairs, whatever you want to call it. Thank God I was okay. So anyways, I took pictures of my chest. There was lines across it from me bouncing on the stairs. Thank God my neck wasn't affected, or face, but my lungs and my chest, yes, were bruised and whatnot, but I was okay. So anyways, I did report him to the police, and the landlady, who is a corrupt person, who is accepting, I guess, cash from us. I didn't know. I caught on later that the man living with me in the same residence, I was not dating him at all. No. I was there 3 weeks before this gentleman even came in, and he came in later, and it didn't take long before his true colors came through. Oh yeah, and by the way, he wakes up the next morning with a smile on his face and says, "Have a good day." So this alcoholic, or whatever the heck he's on, does not remember the things that he does. This is toxic. And my father was an alcoholic as well. So what came to me after, and then the landlady too, she is doing something corrupt underneath the table, which I didn't realize at first, because she has a lady that lives with her, and I got to meet that lady in a different building. And she was starting to tell me different things about this landlady. And what we all came up with, us two ladies, is she's doing, this is a corrupt thing that she's doing whichever. I don't know. We think it's illegal. Never gave us her last name. I didn't even know the name of the gentleman that I'm in the same building with, really. His last name. And so anyways, in a nutshell, what it comes to is I reported that gentleman to the police. I reported that woman because she actually kicked me out January the 12th, 2023, said you need to move out of here by January the 30th because I reported him smoking cigarettes and arguing with me. This is before he threw me down the stairs. And she took his side and kicked me out. She said no smoking in the place. So, and her excuse was, you need to leave this premises because of financial reasons. Anyways, so this gentleman, she gets more money from him, and he's a real estate gentleman, and so is she, real estate. I wouldn't be surprised if they work for the same company. Anyways, they're both very corrupt and evil people. I'm not used to this. So something told me that's it. That's enough. I reported him to the police, and she is going to be reported to the License Bureau. They call it something different here in Alberta. And I will be reporting them both in another area as well. Let's see. So when I was journaling that out, and do you think I want to do this? I do not want to report this, but I have to, because I'm not just thinking of my safety, I'm thinking of your safety, or anyone who would ever move into this house or deal with these people. I'm thinking about them. Like, this is toxic. I'm lucky. Who knows? Even in the middle of one of the arguments, this is gross to bring this up, but even in the middle of one of these arguments, honest to God, the gentleman says, well, then why don't we have sex? In the middle of an argument. This gentleman is not all there, especially he's underneath another one who is addicted to a drug or whichever, right? So that was sick. That's when I said, oh my God. Then I started looking for a place, and then anyways. And I even sent the landlady the pictures after he threw me down the stairs. And you know what her response was? Nothing. No response at all. This is how heartless this woman is, and how heartless some people can be. So we must stand up for ourselves, journal about these things. And what I'm getting at is that I stood up to these two people reporting this, and I don't want to do it. It was so difficult to do, but I did. I stood in the truth of that and for protection for others and myself. And what dawned on me during the journaling is like, Cheryl, that just happened. The same scenario. The same scenario. A toxic person was being physically aggressive with me and emotionally and whatnot. And then someone is working corruptly with their business and messing around with me. And I went, okay, did you get it this time, Cheryl? You know what I mean? Through journaling, they come and connect through us and tell us things. They may even give us ideas how to handle things when we are journaling through these things. Like, these ideas come into our head. It's like, whoa, that's a great idea. It's not necessarily coming from us. It's coming from our angels, our guides. Really? Creator God and all, we love you. We love you for being there with us. So when we are journaling out these uncomfortable things that are happening to us, and hurtful things, and maybe, it makes us angry, it makes us cry, it makes us frustrated, exhausted, depressed, and whatnot, right? However it affects us, we need to write that out. And it's therapy. It's really healing therapy, because honest to God, seriously, honest to God, Creator God and all, they will come and give us messages as we're journaling. And it's so healing. It's just like, oh my God, that's a great idea. Or I feel so much better that I got it out on paper. Like, write down that you were angry, write down that you were scared, write down that you were in shock, write down whichever it is. And I'm telling you, it is super healing. And when we are working, journaling through these things, Creator God and all is like, wow, they are addressing the issues that are happening to them. And, it could be from childhood stuff too, right? It's true. Yeah, I did experience, our family, us 3 kids did experience physical, emotional, and mental abuse. Mainly emotional. And remember, all emotional abuse is one of the worst, and not sexual too. Sexual abuse is awful as well. Totally awful. So emotional abuse, they say, is actually one of the worst abuses of all. So when we are emotionally affected, please journal out. Please journal out what is going on with you. Yes, so thank you all for joining me today. And do practice journaling. Before I forget, yes, after we journal out what's happening to us, some of us keep this paper, keep it private. No one needs to read it but ourselves. But you can go back later on and reread these things. It's like, holy, this is happening to me again. Why are these things continually coming back? Or why are these types of people coming back into your life? What is the lesson in this? Narcissists can come through to people that use us, abuse us in many ways or various ways. Why does that keep on happening? Or why do we attract people that are cheaters? Or why do we attract? By journaling, you will find out. Yes, you will find out. And I love YouTube because I'm telling you, YouTube, it is my mechanic, my electrician. It is my therapist at times. It really does. So, and you can call on other people to help with journaling, and find out. Or if you need help with whichever, just type it in on YouTube, and there's so many people that are helping, yes, each other, including myself. I love to help people, yeah, and sending out that love and healing to you all. Also, in my personal world, what I like to do is reread it a second time, a little bit later down the road, maybe a month later. And then what I do is I wait till a full moon and I take all those papers that I had been journaling and got all that stuff out. I take those papers and I like to burn them. I like to burn them and release them away. Some people keep these notes. Whichever you prefer to do is up to you. Yes. Yeah. And the native people, that's what they do too. They burn away, the tears from the Kleenexes, when we're crying and whatnot. Save those Kleenexes. Yeah. And then on a full moon, just release them and let them go. Very powerful. So please do work on your journaling. Yes, because it is very healing. And always remember to keep nature within. That also helps too. Yes, with healing. Thank you all, and blessings in this new year of 2023.